Hello everyone. Today, I will recap the movie Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. This time, the movie features the mighty Maximal Warriors. They possess extraordinary powers, and when transformed, it is normal for them to face 100 adversaries at the same time. However, when faced with the most evil god in the universe, Unicron, they are completely crushed, forcing them to flee to Earth to find refuge. With the help of the Autobots' leader, Optimus, will they be able to defeat the evil Unicron? Let's follow my recap today. Have you found this King Kong robot yet? It is holding something in its mouth and rotting away. Just in time, the leader of the Maximal appears to save the monkey from a final attack by a scorpion. Next, the other wild beasts are gathered. This time, there is a bad group who wants to use the key to the time portal. The Maximal leader gave the robot monkey the key, telling him to take it to Optimus immediately. What they had to face was a terrifying entity called Unicron, the ruthless robot god of the universe. He could devour a planet to satisfy his hunger. This time, his target was the Maximal Warriors, who held the key to the time portal, which had the ability to teleport anything to any place in the universe. If Unicron got it, the entire universe would face destruction. For this reason, a Maximal leader had to risk his life to hold off Scourge, Unicron's right-hand man. He possessed great power. Despite a brave fight, the Maximal leader could not defeat him. Scourge took his medal as a prize. Well, just a few minutes later, the remaining Maximal warriors escaped with the key. The leader was killed, and the Maximal planet was devoured by the monster Unicron. However, the key the warriors carried led them to Earth. Unicron was furious at their escape, so he ordered Scourge to retrieve the key at all costs. In 1994 on Earth, Noah, a former military electronics specialist who is having trouble finding a job after retirement, faces many challenges at home. His younger brother is seriously ill and needs a large sum of money for treatment. Meanwhile, at a museum, Elena is fascinated by an ancient falcon statue with many ancient motifs carved around it. On the other hand, Noah goes to a job interview but is immediately rejected. Frustrated, Noah listens to a friend's advice to steal a car. While no one is looking, Noah rolls into a room full of impressive cars, quickly spotting a Porsche that he likes. Meanwhile, Elena, who is investigating the statue, noticed something unusual about the statue she was examining. The motifs on the statue were unlike any culture she knew, suggesting that it might have an extraterrestrial origin. Suddenly, the statue shattered, and the key emitted a powerful energy. Optimus had realized this energy and immediately summoned the Autobots. At this time, Noah did not know that he was sitting in an Autobot named Mirage. The guard saw Noah and pointed his gun at him. Suddenly, Mirage activated and rushed out of the basement. The police were chasing Noah closely. Mirage performed some cool transformations, even creating clones to fool the police. After escape from the police, they entered an abandoned warehouse, and Noah was taken out of the car, stumbling and trying to defend himself with a metal piece. Soon, Optimus and the Autobots arrive to make sure Noah is not a spy. After a quick scan, they determine he is harmless. Optimus says that they will retrieve the time-space key to return home, but do not want to confront humans. They ask Noah to sneak into the museum to help them retrieve the key. In return, they promise to help Noah make money, which he gladly accepts. Meanwhile, strange stars fall from the sky. It is Scourge, who has detected the energy signal from the key and comes to Earth. Mirage transforms into a garbage truck to help Noah enter the museum. Inside the museum, Elena is working when the lights suddenly go out. She quickly packs up her things and grabs the key, walking out just as she reaches the door, and encounters Noah, who scares her so much that she drops the item. He recognizes the item she is holding. Elena thinks he is a thief and hits him. Just then, the wall explodes, sending the two flying. Scourge launches an attack, ordering his minions to retrieve the key. At that moment, Optimus appeared. Optimus ordered the Autobots to protect the key while he stayed with Scourge. He was quickly overwhelmed by Scourge. Bumblebee was agile and ran while shooting. Mirage fired continuously to fight off Scourge's planes. Inside the museum, Elena and Noah were running. They ran outside and witnessed the scene of the giant robots fighting. Optimus and his teammates had to risk their lives to stop the bad guys so that the two could escape. The evil robots did not give up easily. RC flew high and was also shot down. Suddenly, a powerful shock wave blew the key away and it fell to the ground. Upon seeing that, Scourge immediately launched a series of dangerous attacks at Optimus. At that critical moment, Bumblebee rushed to stop Scourge. Captain Optimus knew that Bumblebee was no match for Scourge, so he rushed out to support Bumblebee. However, he was quickly defeated by Scourge. Bumblebee jumped to the rescue with an axe, but was unfortunately stabbed by Unicron's subordinate. Not only that, but he also used a gun to finish him off. Optimus could only helplessly watch his comrade die. It seemed that the battle would end tragically, but Erazor appeared. She released a burst of hellfire that blocked Scourge's advance. They took Noah and Elena to safety. There, she told everyone the truth. Scourge had only taken half of the key, but it turned out that she and her team had split it into 2 parts and hidden it. The location of the remaining key piece was in a forest in Peru. If Scourge was not stopped, the entire universe would be destroyed. On the other side, Scourge showed off what he had just stolen to his master. He thought Unicron would reward him. Unexpectedly, reality gave him a painful slap in the face. Unicron ordered him to find the remaining piece. The next morning, the group was eagerly waiting for a fancy jet. Unexpectedly, the plane that came to pick them up was the Stratosphere. Mirage joked that he wanted to walk to Peru instead of going with him. As soon as they got on the plane, Elena kept praying. After a while, their flight landed safely in Peru. Mirage gave Noah a gun for self-defense. On the other side, the Terrorcon stood far away, watching them. Under Elena's guidance, they found an ancient ruin. When they turned the stone with the maximal symbol, they successfully activated the mechanism to open a tunnel that led straight underground. They discovered a stone chest. However, there was nothing inside the chest. Elena saw the mysterious characters and wrote them on her hand. But before she could decipher anything, the Scourge's soldiers arrived. The 2 of them had to abandon their belongings and run for their lives. Upon hearing the screams, Optimus and the Autobots immediately moved to the rescue. But they were stopped by the Terrorcon group. Luckily, Noah was able to activate the gun on his arm. Outside, Optimus was shooting wildly at the enemy. Scourge was holding Optimus and rushing down the mountain. The 2 fought fiercely without either of them giving up. The remaining Autobots fought fiercely. RC kept shooting at the evil robot's pickup truck. The enemy fought back fiercely and launched rockets at them. Although she was able to dodge 1 rocket, RC was still hit and rushed down the mountain. Above, Erazor swooped down from the sky and breathed fire to block the Terrorcon group's path. The timely support saved the group. However, Scourge fired a strange object at her, causing one of her wings to be crushed. Optimus escorted Noah and Elena into a forest surrounded by Maximals. They had a brief conflict with the Maximals, but fortunately, Erazor arrived in time and offered to reconcile. Knowing that this was the great warrior Optimus, the robot King Kong was gentle. The Maximals then led the crowd of Autobots deep into the forest. Here, they met tribes that had steadfastly worshipped Maximal for generations. The chief quickly brought out the other half of the key. The primitive warriors were not pleased with the Autobots. They believed that just because the Autobots wanted to return to their homeland using the mythical key, they were putting other planets in danger. The next morning, Elena was sad, so she decided to go for a walk. Here, she met Erazor, but Erazor was in a strange state. It turned out that she had been controlled by Scourge using dark energy. At that moment, Optimus appeared to stop her, but the gorilla stopped him in time. Before the 2 could argue, Scourge had already pulled his minions into an ambush. In the chaos, Optimus Primal gave half of the key to Noah and asked him to destroy the key of disaster. But he was stopped by leader Optimus Prime. He said that it was the only way for him and his teammates to return to their homeland. After thinking for a while, Noah also gave up on destroying the key. However, the Eagle had lost control at this point and swooped down to retrieve the key, pulling Elena into the air. Optimus Primal saw and chased after her. When he arrived, only the girl was left, and the Eagle had given the other half of the key to Scourge. Not only that, Scourge ordered her to attack the monkey. He had no choice but to stop his teammates to protect this planet. The Eagle tried its best to breathe fire at the monkey. There was no other way, so he had to finish her off. In another development, Scourge put the 2 pieces of the key together. He began to summon the evil robot god. A machine rises from the bottom of the mountain. This will bring the demon Unicron to Earth the fastest. Leader Optimus Prime apologized to Noah for preventing him from destroying the key. King Kong showed everyone how to stop Unicron, which was to enter the backup code to lock the space door. Fortunately, Elena had found the missing password. Then there was still a chance to save Earth. The Autobots, along with Maximal, launched an attack to attract the enemy's attention. Meanwhile, Elena and Noah secretly snuck in through the underground tunnel. The Autobot group rushed from above, deciding to fight to the end. On this side, Scourge brought out the Dark Army to fight. Mirage rushed into battle with Scourge to distract him. Although Mirage was weaker, he possessed the ability to create clones. On the other side, King Kong and Optimus fought together and defeated an enemy commander. The enemy was very strong, but could not defeat the two warriors leading the Autobots and Maximals. The two killed this guy to relieve the hatred in King Kong's heart. The plan to shut down the space gate was exposed. Scourge lifted Noah up, intending to kill him. Fortunately, Mirage reacted in time. But Scourge was really strong, and just by going through a few basic paths, he could defeat Mirage. He had to use himself to give the protective tank to Noah. Seeing Mirage broken, everyone couldn't help but be moved. However, at that moment, Unicron had entered the Earth's atmosphere. Smoke and dust quickly covered the sky as if signaling the end of the world. The Autobots were determined not to let that evil god find them. However, that was easier said than done. Unicron released countless monsters onto the Earth, wanting to destroy it as quickly as possible. Below, Mirage used the last of his strength to transform into armor that covered Noah's body. With good equipment, Noah directly confronted Scourge. He fired shots at his opponent, but it was no more effective than scratching an itch. Optimus flew in from outside and began to attack the enemy alongside Noah. Noah regained his courage and continued to fight. Elena was also in a very dangerous situation. She was being attacked by a mini-robot but narrowly escaped death. She quickly used an iron bar to pierce it, then took the risk to grab the codebook. At that moment, the key began to activate, spreading energy throughout the Earth, and this terrible energy helped Bumblebee revive. Meanwhile, Noah stabbed Scourge in the leg joint, creating an opportunity for Optimus to attack him. However, a pink robot grabbed Noah and flew into the air while Optimus was attacked by the monsters. At the moment of life and death, Stratosphere brought Bumblebee to the rescue. Thanks to Bumblebee's return, the battle turned in their favor. He opened fire on the monsters and even relieved Optimus. At the same time, he grabbed the pink robot's neck and used it as a shield. Recognizing its value, he took advantage of Bumblebee and skewered it, causing it to explode. Optimus ordered the Autobots to protect Elena at all costs, not allowing anyone to disturb her while she entered the password. However, the scorpions falling from the void were numerous, making it extremely difficult for the Autobots. Bumblebee quickly dealt with the group. Meanwhile, Noah slid across the bridge to fight the monsters. Below, King Kong confronted the scorpions. Although these four-limbed creatures outnumbered him many times, the Autobots and Maximals fought fiercely. The rhinoceros and the tiger also rushed in to bite and tear. The battle on Optimus's side also came to an end. Optimus used all his strength to stab Scourge with a fatal blow and pushed him into the molten lava, but Scourge tried to drag Elena down with him. Seeing this, Optimus immediately cut off both of Scourge's arms and finished him off. However, the control panel was broken, which meant they could not stop Unicron from appearing. Optimus had no choice but to order the Autobots and Maximals to retreat. Bumblebee didn't say much. He rushed out. Optimus sacrificed himself to stay behind and destroy the space gate. The evil god Unicron panicked and negotiated with Optimus, promising to give him everything. But Optimus coldly destroyed the tower. Although he successfully collapsed the tower, the gravitational force was too great for Optimus to stand firm. Fortunately, Noah did not abandon him, but held him back. He accelerated while clinging to the ground, but his small body was still no help. Fortunately, King Kong appeared and saved Optimus from Unicron's hungry mouth. The Autobot leader immediately transformed into a truck carrying Noah and accelerated away from this dangerous place. Thanks to everyone's tireless efforts, the Earth escaped disaster. Although the demon Unicron is not dead yet, he will return one day, but we will unite to defeat him. At the end of the movie, Noah was invited to work by the government, which would also take care of his brother's health for life. The movie ends here. Once interest captivates you, you will be its lackey forever, just like Unicron's subordinate. No matter how much power he has, he will forever depend on Unicron and become a puppet controlled by others, forgetting his original dream. Therefore, a hard-working life is one thing, but we also need to appreciate that nature is beautiful. Let's protect it, and not destroy with garbage, my friend. Thank you very much for your support. If you found it interesting, please give me a like, and leave a comment about this movie. Especially, please subscribe to the channel to follow my latest movie summaries. See you again, my dear friends.